Wendy Phipps, the chairperson of the People's Labour Party, believes the current St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has created unsavoury circumstances against the people of the country, as she identified several situations that are of concern. Ms. Phipps was addressing the opening session of the PLP 12 July Convention held at Greenlands Park in Basseterre. She pointed to infringements of the Constitution, threats to freedom of expression, and the creation, she believes, of an environment of fear.
Our present situation appears to be one where there is individualism over the collective good. There is economic inequality. There's a silence of complicity by those who have the ability to change things but don't, and they go along for the ride. Then there are the threats to democracy. As recent as Tuesday's press conference, a member of the media had cause to ask Dr. Harris about whether or not he was authorized to make a national address. What this tells me, based on the history behind the question, where the leader of this country has determined that Dr. Harris has no right to make a national address, then it tells me that our democracy is under threat. It also tells me that those on the institutions within Church Street and otherwise need to familiarize themselves with Section 12 of our Constitution order that has been in place since 1983. Because not only does Dr. Harris have the right to make a national address, every man jack in here and elsewhere in this country has the right to make a national address. The other situation that I think we agree that we find ourselves in is that we are beginning to see cruelty and see it being normalized. And I speak, for example, of what is happening to our civil servants who, after working umpteen years, are now being told that your pension is being recalibrated and this is what you're going to get, as opposed to what you know the system has traditionally provided for you. So that, to me, is a normalization of cruelty. The other side of that cruelty is the psychological harm that it does to people. Everyone in this room, everyone in this country has a mortgage to pay or rent to pay, families to look after, children and elderly persons with disabilities they have to provide for, their own security, etc., etc., etc. And when they have to spend time wondering, can I open my mouth? Can I say anything that somebody disagrees with? Can I show up to a PLP meeting? Can I wear an orange shirt or pant to work? It tells you that if we are not careful, that type of cruelty based in psychology will become the norm, and that people are expected to live in fear because, again, the other part of our constitutional provision, which is freedom of association, is being threatened likewise.
Meanwhile, PLP political leader Dr. Timothy Harris said the party is putting an economic rescue committee in place as they prepare to enter the next general elections. He urged citizens not to be intimidated because they are protected by the Constitution of St. Kitts-Nevis.
As we are inching our way into the general elections, they were planning to call it in August, but the polls frightened them. But whether they call it soon or they call it later, July government must go. We are not going to lock into party this and party that. Because party without patriotic people will take St. Kitts and Nevis nowhere. So we will draw wide and far, get the best pool of people to help us advance our country. Several of them are coming forward. In fact, we have been able to put an economic rescue committee already. For we had envisaged that the way they must spend money, none gonna be there when we get in this. And they believe that they could force people, that they could cow you. But the message tonight, you are a citizen. with inalienable rights protected by the Constitution. Do not let them stop you from speaking. Do not let them stop you from criticizing them. Do not let them stop you from coming forward now as a candidate, because you are protected by the Constitution of this land.
Addressing the PLP convention also was Oliver Joseph, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Grenada. Glenn Barrett reporting for SK Newsline.